Hey, I am here to tell you today that there are only 5 basic things that you need to do in order to build an insane body. Now, I'm talking like a pretty sick body, well muscled, pretty lean, very strong, and it's only 5 basic things. And these 5 basic things, if you take them and you expand on them, you can build an incredible and insane body. And it's only 5 basic things, 5 things. And it really comes down to just these 5 basics. And it's kind of like baseball. Baseball, there's only really 3 basic things that you need to be able to do to be an all right baseball player. You need to be able to hit a ball with a bat. You need to be able to throw a ball at a target. And you need to be able to catch a ball in your mitt. If you practice these things over and over and over again, you're going to become a pretty good baseball player. And it's only 3 basic things. If you think of a lot of other things that are really basic that work, you can really see examples of this all over the world. So I like to look at Italian food, for instance. So let's look at a caprese salad. Caprese salad is delicious, but it's only a couple ingredients. It's just some fine tomatoes, some nice tomatoes, some buffalo mozzarella, some basil, and some olive oil, and maybe some salt and pepper. Just a few main ingredients. And when you put those ingredients together, you have something incredible from it. And it's pretty cool. So there are the 5 basic things that you can use to build an incredible body involves basically around working out and around nutrition. So the first tip is you need to get stronger each and every workout. So when you go into the gym and you go and you do your workout, your goal is to beat or tie your last workout's performance. So let's say you're bench pressing. The last time you bench pressed, let's say you did 150 pounds for 5 reps, something like this. This time when you go into bench press, your goal is to beat or tie that target. So you need to do 150 pounds for 5 reps to tie it. That's fine. Or you need to do 155 pounds for 5 reps to beat it. Or alternatively, another way to beat it is to do 150 pounds but do it for 6 reps, so 1 extra rep. It's only 1 extra rep or 5 extra pounds, but you're beating last workout, so that means you're better this time in the gym than you were last time. And one thing you should know too is the basic tip here is you need to be strength training. If you have a goal of looking better, you need to be in the gym lifting a weight. You can't just be, doing cardio and dieting. No one really builds a body that they're proud of by doing that. Sure, you can lose some weight on the scale, but are you actually happy with the way you look afterwards? Maybe kind of, but when you really look in the mirror, you're still not happy. I had this one client and he didn't exercise, but he did a lot of dieting when he came to me, and he was like, I thought if I lost 50 pounds, I would be really happy with the way I looked. But I lost the 50 pounds and I looked in the mirror and I wasn't happy. I was just a skinnier version of my fat self. And the real reason he wasn't happy with his body was because he wasn't strength training. And when you strength train, you build muscle, you build strength. That means you burn more calories throughout the day so you can eat more. But then your body looks a lot better because you actually have some muscle definition as opposed to just like a skinny fat body. So that brings us to point number 2, is you need to be training each body part 2 times per week. So this is just kind of a dumbed down approach of something very simple. A lot of guys will go into the gym and they'll train each muscle once per week and blast it, and they get some pretty decent results. But if you want something very, very, very basic that will always work, you need to train each muscle at least twice per week. This frequency helps add the volume to the muscle. It allows you to practice it more. It allows you to get stronger. And essentially, exercise is just practice makes perfect. So if you're working out a muscle 2 times per week as opposed to 1, you're getting twice the amount of practice. And working out is just practicing lifting and using that muscle. And when you do so, you end up getting stronger and you end up building muscle in the process. So every rep you do of the squat, Every single rep is you practicing and perfecting it. Once you perfect it at that weight, you either add an extra rep or you add weight, as I was saying in the previous point. So definitely train each muscle group twice per week. Next, you need to be pushing as much as you pull. So essentially, you want to have a balanced workout. So if you're pressing, like bench pressing, you need to be rowing just as much. So try to match volume here. So for every rep you do of a push, you need to do 1 rep of a pull. Some coaches will tell you, do more pulling than pushing. That's totally fine. But at the very minimum, you want to be pushing as much as you are pulling, or I should say pulling as much as you are pushing, because more people go and they push in their workout. Go into a university gym on a Monday, everybody's bench pressing. All the guys there, they're like hunched over like a gorilla. They have pretty decent pecs, decent arms, but they're hunched over and they have that bad posture. That doesn't look good, and that sets you up for injuries in the future. You don't want to be doing that. You want to have a balanced workout that is sustainable, that gets you great results year in and year out for the rest of your life. So as I was saying earlier, if you're bench pressing, the opposite of that is rowing. If you're overhead pressing, the opposite of that is something like chin-ups. If you're squatting, the opposite of that is a deadlift. If you're doing Bulgarian split squats, the opposite of that is a single leg deadlift. There's a little bit of exceptions there, but as a general rule, use it. For every triceps exercise you do a biceps exercise. And for every time you do a leg extension, do a hamstring curl. It's very, very simple. And just match those up so you have a balanced workout by the end of the week. So you don't have to do those in the same workout, but you do have to do the same amount of work by the end of the week, and that will balance you out by the end of the week, and you'll have a balanced workout. So tip number 4, now we're getting into the nutrition. Meat for strength, veggies for health, and carbs for muscle. I've been saying this for years, but you know who I kind of stole this from was Pavel Tsatsouline, who is that Russian kettlebell expert who is quite the character, actually. But he always says meat for strength, veggies for health. But I like to add on carbs for muscle. And then we kind of cover all the basics. So the key here is your strength training. But to sustain that strength training, you need to be eating enough protein, and that's where the meat comes from. So at the very, very, very minimum, you need to be eating 0.82 grams per pound of body weight, and that's how much protein you need to be eating per day. So if you're 200 pounds, you need to be eating 164 grams of protein per day at the very minimum. So the easiest way to do this is to eat protein at every single meal, and it really helps because a lot of people, they only eat protein at dinner time. I'm saying eat protein at breakfast, eat protein at lunch, eat protein on your snacks, eat protein if you wake up in the middle of the night and get something to eat. Be eating protein at each time you're eating. And then this way it'll help you get in that minimum amount of protein per day. Another thing to take this one step further is veggies for health. Veggies help keep you healthy, and if you're healthy, you can go in and train. You're not going to miss workouts, and you're setting yourself up for long-term sustainability, okay? So with veggies, just have some veggies, non-starchy veggies at every meal as well. And by the end of the day, just get at least 3 cups of non-starchy vegetables, and you're doing pretty well. Now, to take this one step further with the carbs, if you want to be building muscle, if you have muscle, you're stronger. So eat carbs around your workout and eat carbs in the evening. And this is pretty much everything you need to know about nutrition besides this next tip. So the next tip is tip number 5, the very last tip. What you eat dictates your weight, not what you do. So you've seen it all the time. You probably even used to do this. I know I used to do it. I was like, okay, I want to get leaner. So what I did was I started doing a lot of cardio. And my goal was I'll lose weight by doing all this cardio. And it's kind of funny. People think, if I want to lose weight, I got to do a lot of cardio. But you don't have to. You don't have to do any cardio if you don't want to. Sure, it's good to do a bit of cardio because Your heart is very important, but you don't have to be doing cardio just because you want to lose weight. The goal of cardio really should be to maybe help you burn a little bit more calories, but the real main goal should be to work on your heart and make your heart healthy. But if you're strength training and you want to lose fat, you just need to eat less food than you are burning, less calories than you are burning, I should say. So this is much easier than just trying to out-train a bad diet. I taught you about this in a previous article or previous video. Just look up Jason Maxwell on Google, how to out-train a bad diet, and I'll teach you how to do that. But as I was saying in that article and in that podcast, it's really tough to do, and it's much easier to just focus on your nutrition. And you can get much, much better results by focusing on your nutrition. And all it comes down to is eating less food per day. So if you're getting enough protein per day, your minimum protein, and you're getting your vegetables, and you eat less than you burn, then you're going to lose fat. Because if you're strength training, if you're doing all these things, you're going to be losing fat. If you want to build muscle, well, you just need to eat more than you burn. Now, you don't need to eat a shit ton more. You just need to eat a bit more so that the scale is slowly increasing. So I recommend just gaining 1 to 2 pounds per month, and that's very sustainable, and then you're not getting fat in the process. It's not like a big bulk. It's kind of a very lean, slow and lean bulk, and that allows you to get stronger. As long as you're getting stronger and you're focusing on all the rules I just taught you, then you're going to be building muscle, and you're not going to be gaining a lot of fat. Sure, some fat does come, but you're not going to be gaining much fat. It's going to be a very lean bulk. So essentially, if you're focusing on your nutrition and your strength training, you can do whatever goal you want. Whatever you want to accomplish, all you need to do is just focus on these 5 basic things. It's not rocket science. Trust me, I would know. I'm a trained rocket scientist. But it's just very basic things, guys. Focus on those things. And, you know, if I knew these things back when I was like 16, I would look a lot better than I would have made much better results in my workouts. It's so simple, guys. So simple. Guys, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening.